I'm going to take you through everything you need to know to play as a protection warrior tank in Prominence II Hasturian Era. We're going to be going through from the early game all the way to the end game and the biz items you will be needing. So, what is a warrior tank starting off? This is somebody who's going to have an insane amount of health that can protect their allies and absorb damage, have resistances, and just literally tank all that damage from the bosses while everyone else can be doing DPS. You can play this solo, of course. You're not going to deal the most amazing amount of damage, but you are going to have an insane amount of health and protection, so fights could take a lot longer, but you are going to be pretty, tanky, funnily enough. So starting off, you are going to go with, your basic iron armour, diamond armour, netherite armour. Really, really simple. So you can see here on, armour toughness, we can go for a diamond kite shield. So you are going to want to use a one-handed weapon and a shield. If you feel like you're not needing the shield right now, then just go for something two-handed early game. It really doesn't matter what you're going with at that point. Then upgrade it, obviously, to netherite, where we get some knockback resistance and frost resistance, etc. You can also then get a netherite kite shield, which is really useful. When it starts getting interesting in the mid-game is going to be netherite diamond, which is a bonus of both. And it's also going to pacify endermen, piglins, and phantoms, which is really, really nice. We can also get some juggernaut bands, giving a lot more health, 40 max health and armor toughness on both juggernaut bands, and also a sentinel's amulet, giving 60 max health and armor toughness. So this is going to be massive health already, just coming from a few single accessories. The final gear you're going to be looking at getting is going to be the sapphire, giving you 20 max health on the head, 20, I think it's 20, yeah, so 80 max health again on this armor set. It does only have free armor and free armor toughness, however. If you do actually want to go for a bit more armor, instead you could go for the warden gear, which does actually give blindness and darkness to your enemies. It's going to give 4 armor rather than 3, but only 15 max health rather than 20 on each item. So it depends if you want more armor or if you want more health. Like, for example, we've got 8 armor toughness and 8 armor and 3 toughness on the sapphire chestplate, whereas 9 and 4 on the warden one. But again, only 15 max health on each of them. The legs do give 50% speed on the warden leggings, so if you do want to go for something a bit faster, you feel too slow and, then the warden ones are actually quite useful for that. So it depends which way you want to go. Either way, on your shield, we can go for an Eternium kite shield. We can get a crystal heart belt cosmetic trinket, which gives 10 max health as well, so another 10 there. Amethyst bracer, 25% chance for spells received to deal a lot less damage. And then the turtle bracer, where normal damage received can be mitigated, as well as a charm of bursting vitality, meaning that we can get bursting vitality 2 whenever we have this in our inventory and active. In our trinket slot, that is. While we're still talking about armor, I just want to say, try and use hardening catalysts. You can use mending, etc. if you want, but a hardening catalyst is going to make your items unbreakable. For the armor enchants, it's going to be really simple. Protection 5, magic protection 5, blast protection 5, fire protection 5. You just want all of the protections to protect you from those. It's really quite simple. You can go for potion barrier and also mending or life mending, like I mentioned, but generally what we're just trying to get is the 4 protections. Moving on to weapons, if you are going with your one hand and your shield, then Magi Spear is probably going to be one of the best. On right click, powered by the Magi Spear, you perform a forward leap followed by a slam attack, damaging nearby enemies. You are immune while leaping. When attacking enemies, you also have a chance to deal additional magic damage. So we are doing magic damage here, and there's going to be some enchants on our weapons that are going to increase the potency of this. So we've got Ambush 1, so more damage when sneaking, etc. Radiance 2, a chance to spawn a healing cloud around the target. Sharpness, of course, on Smite. Spell Power, this is the one where you're going to be doing more magic damage. Soul Devourer, getting more XP from kills. And Spell Infinity, where spells are free to cast. Now, what we're also going to want to do, while using our Magic Spear and Shield, we're actually going to intermittently be swapping out with Firilaf, which, if you played World of Warcraft, you will be very familiar with. At least if you did in Dragonflight. But anyway, this isn't World of Warcraft, this is Minecraft. The reason we're going to be mainly swapping to Firalaf is actually at the very bottom of this tooltip. You regenerate absorption up to your maximum reabsorption gradually after not being hit for 4 seconds. So we could swap to Firalaf, get all that absorption, and then swap back to our Magi Spear and our Eternium Kite Shield. So it's pretty straightforward. For your consumables, we've got Potion Barrier 4, which basically means that when you drink an instant health potion, you receive the resistance effect. So we can use our health flasks, but also potions of healing to get that potion barrier effect. And I do believe you could put this on weapons and armour. Enderconji for regeneration, resistance, and health boost, and comfort. And it will give you 12 max health. A really amazing food there for us tanks. For talents and other abilities, so I would use the Warrior's Codex, and the one I like is Demoralizing Shout, which reduces the enemy's attack damage by 30% for 8 seconds and deals some damage, so it's just, again, more damage reduction. Then, on the talents, this is what we're currently working with, so I'm just going to zoom in for you. So going from Protector's Path, of course, we're going to these left ones. You can pause the video here if you wish, and then we go down like this. There you go. There's an image of that. So I would kind of go down, 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 up. Follow this around for a lot more health. And then at the bottom, we're going for Skellak's Blessing. Blesses you in your armor, exchanging 30% of armor into true damage mitigation and heavily increasing your maximum health, giving massive 100 maximum health extra. If you play this build right, you can actually have over 1,000 HP, which is nuts. And then we get Bone Armor, where you taunt nearby enemies, because we are the tank, remember, taunt nearby enemies and shield yourself in a layer of bones, gaining additional layer for each enemy taunted up to a maximum of 6. Taking damage will then remove a layer. This is actually how Death Knights work, and more so used to work, again, in World of Warcraft. If anyone does play World of Warcraft, I actually have a Warcraft channel called Heavy Heals, doing build guides on there as well. And we get 30 corruption on there. So not a massive amount of corruption, but extending corruption is going to give you extra taunt. And this is on a 40-second cooldown. On Firalaf, we're going to be going up this side. So up the left side here for maximum health. And then going down the right side pretty much. Oh yes, and you want to be using Eater on your armor to obviously get some of that corruption resistance on there as well. But apart from that, just go with Diamond on your gear. So we've got our X for our bone armor and our taunt and our health boost, etc. We can use the Warrior's Codex, using Demoralizing Shout and things like that. Or you can go for some extra damage if you want in there, like Whirlwind, spinning around to attack enemies. And that's pretty much it. It's actually quite a simple build, quite simple to play. We're only doing one little weapon swap with Firalaf and also our Magi Spear and our shield, for example. And that, guys, is how you play a protection warrior tank in Prominence 2. If you are looking for other build guides, check the playlist you now see on screen. I'm doing quite a lot of Prominence build guides and also just general guides in Prominence. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, comment down below.